Mining makes up about 1% of the global workforce. In other words, of all the jobs that everybody has all around the world, about 1% of those have to do with mining.
But 8% of fatal workplace accidents happen in mines. This next extreme machine, though, could change that.
This giant robotic arm is the future of mining, taking over one of the most dangerous jobs underground.
We're developing a remote loading arm for cleaning and loading explosives successfully in tunnels underground.
It's up to Rod Steele to make sure this arm can get the job done. If it passes testing, it could save lives.
Presently in the mines, the person is right up against the tunnel face and they're loading them manually. Like most mining tools, it started with an unfortunate incident. A fellow called Steve Perry was actually killed in 2012. He was in the process of cleaning and loading the holes in the face when material from the face came out and killed him.
After that, the mine promised Steve's daughter that they would find a better way.
The sole purpose of the remote loading arm is to remove people from the risk zone. If it's a 15-foot high face, 15 feet away from the face, that's a risk zone. Anyone who works in mining, after about 10, 15 years, you're going to run into people that get injured or worse. The last thing that you want is anything to happen. You just cringe at the thought of it.
Today's test is about making sure the arm can handle the harsh conditions underground.
These things are not going to be treated lightly. They're in there to get a job and get out. When you go into a mine, you don't have a convenient garage. Our goal here is for this to operate with minimal maintenance for a year. We have to test in a mine. The beauty of this one is that it's a real old working mine, so it's real conditions. How's it going?
Rod and engineer Greg Milks are working together using the arm to drill, clean, and load blast holes with explosives.
On the back of this, we can attach anything. We've got a portable platform here, but we can also attach it to any piece of equipment in the mine. So a loading basket, a forklift, even just straight on a boom. And then we can remote control this from back there. If I'm today's miner, whether I'm in a basket or whether I'm on the ground, I'm actually going to be within 1 or 2 feet of the face. I'm loading a hose in or I'm pulling with a piece of wire. Greg is 17 feet back from the face, and he can do everything from there that I can do from here. And that is the essence of using a robotic arm for cleaning and loading. You've got a robotic arm out here, which is quite powerful. We have to have about 50 pounds of ability to move side to side, lift loads. So you want to make sure that that 50 pounds is completely controlled when a person's out here. You can see the drill holes in the face here. You're looking at about a 16-foot hole, 2 inches diameter. With the robotic arm, you can put 3 tools in at once because you need 3 to run the whole cycle. So this is just an example of a tool. This is the impact tool. And what it'll do is break that chunk and or move it to the back. On the way out, it also has flushing. So it'll actually flush material on the way out, so it double acts as a tool. The computer's monitoring where every tool is, so he's got the depth on the screen. So he'll know when he's got to the back of the hole, pushing the chunk, just on the data he has now versus doing it manually. What Greg's doing is he's operating all the controls from the dash, but there are sensors all the way through this arm, so that ultimately it can be automated. The arm needs to know exactly where it is, and it needs to know where it's positioned. So if they're cleaning a hole that's high in the face, it knows where it is, it knows which way it can move so it doesn't hit the wall.
That means the arm can see, and it does that through stereo vision, detecting how close obstacles are and creating a map.
This is the explosive product. Anfo is very good for generating gas and impact on the rock. This is the loading hose that brings the explosives. But what they do first is they actually blow the holes out with air. Perfect. Pull it out. Now he's blown it, and he knows that he got to the bottom of it. So that data is stored in a 3D map of what's been cleaned. Now he can go back into the hole, switch it to Anfo, and load the hole. Finish off loading the round, then we're going to pull out, cap up, connect it, and blast it.
They evacuate the mine and hit the trigger.
We're really happy with the way the arm is performing right now, and we're excited to move on to the next phase of testing.
Hopefully soon, a dangerous job will be a lot safer.
For us, it's unbelievably rewarding that we could be a piece of a different way that will lead to far better improvements down the road.